So this is a mathematical trick called liar liar. So what we have here is a bunch of sticks with numbers and circles and squares surrounding them. This is by far not all the possible combinations. At the end of the video I will show how to make other combinations. So is how the trick works is you give these sticks to your volunteer and ask them to select a number. Let's say they chose 22. So is what they would do, and you, the magician, can be in another room. You do not have to see any part of this process. You can be blindfolded, whatever. Is what the volunteer would do is that they would read from left to right the shapes surrounding the numbers on their stick, with the catch that they lie when they get to the number that they chose. So they would read circle, square, circle, circle, square, circle. And you, the magician, would be immediately able to say, oh, I could tell when you lied, your number was 22. So it's how it works is basically it's a code for binary, the circles and squares are. And so to do the trick, you kind of have to understand a little bit about binary. So if I hear circle, circle, square, that's a 1 in binary. So there's place values. So if you have a 1 here, that's worth 4, a 1 here is worth 2, and a 1 here is worth 1, and then they add together. So the highest numbers you can get on this is 7. So for example, the last digit would be circle, square, square, so that's going to be 2 plus 1 is 3. So maybe it's probably kind of hard to understand. The easiest way maybe to understand how to make how to understand this trick is just to watch me make one. So to do this, we'll just make a mark here. So we're just gonna figure out the first digit for right now. So we have to flip this in our head. So we'll say square, circle, square. So that's gonna be 4 plus 1, that's gonna be 5. So our first digit will be 5. And then our last digit will be circle, square, square, so that's going to be 2 plus a 1, so that's going to be 53. And then we're going to flip this one to a square, so it's going to be circle, square, square, so that's going to be a 2 plus 1, so that's going to be a 3. And our last digit, we're made the same, that's 2 plus 1, 33. And then we're going to have circle, circle, circle for this one, so we're not going to have a first digit, and our last digit will be 3 still. And then we'll go on to these. So our first digit is going to be 1, because we've got circle, circle in a 1 place. And then our last one is going to be square, square, squares. That's 4, 5, 6, 7. So we got 17 there. This one is going to be, well, our first digit will be 1 still. And then it's going to be circle, circle, squares. That's going to be 11. And then it's going to be, well, our first digit is going to be 1. We know that already. And then circle, square, circle. That will be 12. We got 1, 2 place. So that's how it works. And there are some interesting patterns I've found. I was just writing these out, and I found 2 sticks that there's a 54 and a 54 and a 64 and a 64. Alternating squares and circles. And I'm not entirely sure how many different combinations there are. I think there's 900 and some. If anybody can figure out exactly, let me know.